Well, 39 games this season, and it all comes down to this final one here on a Sunday morning at the Qplex. The Kraken have just celebrated their senior players, Sarah Duguay, Bria Ricketson, and Gabrielle Legere, who you see on screen here. All three of them members of this Kraken squad for a number of years, and the Kraken with a nice celebration this morning honoring the seniors from their squad and the Moncton Rockets as well, including former Kraken goaltender Morgan Redmond. But we're all set for the final matchup of the season here between the Fundy Kraken and the Moncton Rockets on High Button Sports. My name's Dayton Camo, getting you set inside the Qplex from Quispamsis. We're just about set for our opening face-off. And we're underway. Duguay sending this one up the wall, but it's into a long jam there at center. She'll work it free and out to center ice. Cormier on it for the Rockets. She'll throw this one up to center. And back D to D, the Rockets go. Cormier across to Bourgeois and up. Now back in the Kraken zone. Duguay goes up the wall, gets to the point. Poirier able to keep it in. One of the 5 Moncton skaters that are graduating this year. This one's picked up by Annabelle Daniel, the rookie, with 73 points. What a season she's been having so far for the Rockets. Rodier goes down low to Danielle. Out front, that one's off the pad and cleared out of the zone. This one's sent up through center. A quick pass up to Danielle. She'll chip it into the zone. Up the wall towards Dickey. Just couldn't get a stick on it. It's sent back into the Kraken zone. And a whistle will come. A face-off will come to the Kraken zone. Now a pass up the wall. That one intended for Bex, just couldn't get to her stick. And the Kraken captain will give chase down in the offensive zone as this one's worked up the wall. In for Alain, she works in, but she's turned aside by Chasson. Back to the point. That shot goes just wide of the net. And a chance in front. Cleared out of danger. Back to grab this one is Lola Boulier. Boulier turns and starts from her own end, sending a long pass out to center. No icing on the call as Duguay goes back to grab this one. Kept in at the line. And now it's tied up on the far side. Somerville in there trying to work it free. Now a chance out to center. This one's down into the Rocket zone. Somerville's going to beat out any icing call. And now Chanel Cormier in the defensive zone for the Rockets will send one up the wall. And now Little. Up through center, that's off the wall, and Cormier will go D to D with Bourgeois. And up for Annabelle Daniel. She starts through the offensive zone. making her way behind the net, sending one in front, but that's taken away in front with a good stick by Little. Poirier, the captain, at the point, looking to set up. She spins one back to the top of the zone, but that'll escape the blue line. And now the Rockets will set back up. On the near side, Maya Rodier goes in through center. Daniel off the pad, and Chasson's made a couple of saves early here tonight, or this morning rather, keeping the Kraken in it. And that'll go the length of the ice for an icing call. So the face-off will come back down to the Kraken zone. Face-off won by the Rockets. Arsenault goes into the slot. Alain couldn't find the lane to the net, and her shot was blocked. Keeping that one in on the far side was Lauren Ward. Now Little back across on the far side they go. Boulier down around the net. Tried to flick that one up on the toe of the blade for a little Michigan, but it wasn't working there. That one sent down the ice off the glass, and that'll be another icing call. So the face-off will come down to the left of Mike Chesson. I was about to say the glove side, but then remembered Chesson is a right-handed catching goaltender. Off the draw, this one goes behind the net. LeBlanc trying to get in there and help out. Now Gilliland plays it out to center. Boy, just taken away. Savoie finds a lane. She's going to work her way to the net. That one's off the pad. And a good save there by Chesson. She tumbles, but she's going to get back up to her feet. Cormier unable to keep that inside the zone. And Leger goes back to Little. D to D. And Boulier goes up the wall. Ella Boulier. And now a penalty coming to the Rockets as Boulier goes into the wall. So a Kraken power play will come. Early in this one, we'll head back down to the Rocket zone. And we'll head down for the face-off to the glove side of Claire Frenette. The Rockets shorthanded, able to get this one to center. McFadden plays it back to the point to Fitzpatrick. But the Kraken from their own zone play this one out to center. Poirier on it, she'll work it back into her own zone, D to D with Fitzpatrick, and then up the wall. Annabelle Daniel working in, tried to get broke free shorthanded. But it's worked up the far side and into the offensive zone. Somerville gives chase, but it's worked around the near side. There to it first is LeBlanc. She took a hit into the wall, and now it's going to be a penalty to Annabelle Daniel. So what a chance this is for the Fundy Kraken to open the scoring here. It's going to be a minute and 14 of 5-on-3. And what a thing of beauty it would be to open the scoring here against the top team in the league. Off the draw, this one's sent into the corner. Little able to pick this one up. Her stick was tied up by Arsenault. So Danielle's penalty for body contact. This one's sent up the near side for Duguay. She's going to work her way into the offensive zone. And now a penalty coming to Duguay. She'll get her stick tied up down low. Lola Boulier will go down, and just like that, it'll be 4-on-3. So down to the Kraken zone we'll head now for the face-off. LeBlanc, Bex, and Boulier out there alongside Little. Rodier, Bourgeois, and Chanel Cormier for the Rockets. Ella Boulier up the far side to Haley LeBlanc. She tries to switch the ice, but it's intercepted and sent back into Rockets' possession. And now they'll send it down the ice. This is onto the stick of Ella Boulier once again, working her way into the zone. She finds Bex. She'll send a shot through that's off the pad of Frenette, and she'll hold on for the face-off. 12:06 to go, 11 seconds in the first Rocket penalty to Plourde. And then 56 seconds left in the penalty to Annabelle Daniel. A minute 23 remaining in the penalty to Duguay. So now both teams out to even strength as Plourde gets back onto the ice. This is Ward trying to send one towards the net. That's into the glove of Chesson. She'll hold on for the face-off. And the Kraken doing a good job here so far, staying even against this number one team. We all know the Moncton Rockets can explode offensively, but so far the Kraken doing a good job holding them off. Poirier goes back D to D, and up through center they go. Ward gets the feed ahead from Mélodie Cormier. Now Little starting up from her own zone. Works ahead. Bex has to stop up. She stays onside. Now Little towards the net, trying to drag one in. That's just so short of the near side corner. And Frenette able to get a pad on it. In comes Colpitz towards the net, a backhander, and that's off the pad of Chesson. Back in front. Richard tried to slide one over to Colpitz. She was unable to get a stick on it. Now back from the point, the shot from Poutlier, back door, and they score. On the back door, it's Zoe Alain tapping one home. And the Moncton Rockets have got the scoring started early. 9.5 minutes into this opening frame. Back into the Rocket zone. They'll move it quickly up the ice. The goal scorer, Alain, works in once again. Her shot goes off the blocker of Chesson and just wide into the corner. This one chipped into the zone by Richard. And out to center. Duguay quickly flipping this one back into the Rocket zone. Jeanette Cormier works up through center. Her pass couldn't find the stick of Annabelle Daniel. And that will be another icing call, this time charged to the Rockets. So down to the Rocket zone will go for the face-off. 9:32 remaining in the opening frame. Haley LeBlanc and Thea McFadden will face off. LeBlanc wins that one. That one's spun on by Wilcox. Just missed the far side. Giving chase is LeBlanc down low on Cormier. She'll backhand one up the wall. Duguay able to keep it in. Sends one into the far side corner. That's off a stick. And back to the point. Boulier just had this one hop over her stick, allowing Daniel to break out, but a good defensive play by the Kraken to knock it away from the league's leading goal scorer. Daniel tried to go back door to McFadden. That one couldn't find the tape of 81. Now Ricketson on the far side. Now a chance. Savoie coming in. Taken away, and a chance out front, they score. Lily Poulard gets the Rockets on the board once again here in the first period. They've doubled up their lead. It's 2-0. Up through center, Savoie gets the return feed. Back into center, Melody Cormier. Around the wall. Tried to send one in front. Somerville able to find the puck on the near side. Tried to chip it up the wall. Battle down low. 4 players in there trying to work this one free. It finally comes out to Duguay. She tried to make a move. That one's played to the half wall. Chipped out by Dickey, but Poirier able to find a line. Audrey Poirier drops to Plord, back door. She was looking for the stick of Poirier for a redirect to the back of the net. Just couldn't find it. Poirier tied up with a Kraken defense on her way to the net. LeBlanc takes a bump down low. Another penalty coming here to the Rockets once they touch up. But Duguay able to work this one forward. Garnett on the far side, Dickey. And that one's touched up by the Rockets. So we'll get another power play coming here for the Fundy Kraken as Marissa Deschar makes her way to the box. 7:01 to go here in the first frame, and another Kraken power play. Dickey, Somerville, Little with Duguay and Boulier back at the points. This one's picked up by Sarah Duguay and sent down to Little on the half wall. Out to the point. Duguay winds and fires. That one's just wide of the net. In the corner, Somerville almost able to strip Boulier of that one. And a good skate defensively by Duguay to keep this away before Alain breaks back in. Boulier works her way up the ice. Can't get that puck past the forward. That was Alain at the line. Betts was working into the slot, calling for that one. And it's worked all the way around the wall. Unable to keep it in was Little. And she'll go back to center ice to pick this one up. Bex is curling with speed. And she picks this one up at neutral ice. Knocked down by Maël Rodier. And back the other way go the Rockets. It's Cormier whose shot goes into the glove of Maïka Chesson. Another face-off will come. 5:49 to go here in the opening frame. Off the draw, this is picked up by Beck. She sets up behind her own net. Flip to the wall. And Richard gives a shove to Cormier, sending her to the ice, and now back down in the corner. Bourgeois returns the favor. LeBlanc on the far side, trying to work free of some pressure. She'll play it up. Marshall drops for LeBlanc. LeBlanc trying to work her way to the net. Had that puck knocked away. Back out to center it goes. Richard back out for the Rockets. Now Poirier. Long pass out to Daniel. She's got a breakaway. She's in all alone. Annabelle Daniel to the backhand. And Chazon stayed with her all the way. Fitzpatrick from the point back down to Daniel. Annabelle Daniel, the rookie sensation, in all alone. Chesson got her with the pad as Poirier walks back in. She was looking for the top corner. Back to Fitzpatrick. Shot off a pant leg in front. Didn't make its way to the net. Now Poirier on the far side. Spins off the check. Back to Fitzpatrick. Back to the captain. She goes down low to Thea McFadden. Back up top. Poirier. Shot goes through and they score. Abby Fitzpatrick from the blue line finds a squeaker through the arm of Maïka Chesson. And it's a 3-goal lead in the first period here at the Q-Plex. Off the draw. Duguay will play this one into the offensive zone. Dickey plays it into the corner. It's poked to the line by Arsenault, kept alive by Galilin and sent down low for Somerville. She gives chase behind the net. But some quick passing. Somerville able to get on that one. She flips it towards Frenette, and she's able to hold on for the face-off. 3:32 to go in this first period. Some quick offensive chances either way after the goal from Fitzpatrick. The Kraken right back at it with an offensive zone draw. LeBlanc gives chase down low. Boulier able to keep this one in. She plays it down the wall. And LeBlanc keeps that one alive in the offensive zone. Giving chase to Arsenault down low. Picked up by Bex. Out front, that's centered in, they score! Heidi Bex gets the Kraken on the board. And they've cut the lead to 2 here in the first period. This relentless Kraken squad, never giving up. And a puck just thrown to the front of the net. Finds its way to the back. It gets past Claire Frenette. And it's a 3-1 game. Bourgeois goes back to grab this one. Dickey giving chase down low. That's the 8th point of the season, 3rd goal for Heidi Becks. 3 goals, 5 assists on the season for Becks. It couldn't come at a more opportune time for the Kraken, giving them a little bit of confidence going into the second period. Cormier picks one up, sends it to the front of the net. Richard's blocked. And that one hit the paddle of the stick of Chesson. LeBlanc grabs this, throws it up the wall. Down low, Poirier will spin back out to the slot. That one's taken away. Comes all the way back out to Lauren Ward. She'll make her way in from center. Ward runs into traffic and gets it back towards the net. And that one's laid there softly for Chesson to cover up. 1:39 left in the first. And a little bit of life has been pumped into this one. The Kraken skipper, Heidi Becks, finding the back of the net. Now Daniel on the short side, try to go upstairs. That one a little too high. She gets a return feed on the far side. Daniel down low. Duguay picks it up and goes up the near side. It's off the glass and she'll work to center, but that's quickly turned away into Rocket possession down behind their own net. Duguay grabs it, leaves it for Boulier. That one rolls off the stick of Ella Boulier in front, covering it up was Maika Chesson. She'll hold on for the whistle. Just under 1 minute to go, 57 seconds in the first frame. And the face-off to the glove side of Chesson. It's won by the Rockets. Back to the point. Boulier sends one through, and that's covered up once again. Arsenault from the point. Down low to Danielle. Annabelle Daniel works around the zone. She's pressured by a couple of Kraken jerseys. Ricketson on the far side. Tried to play it forward to Leger, but it gets back to Arsenault. Her shot right into the glove of Chesson. And she'll hold on, making sure nothing else comes of that. A face-off will come to her glove side with 33 seconds left to go in the first. Bourgeois back at the point across to Boulier. She'll send one into the corner. Marshall there first. Poked out of the zone by Dickey. She tumbles, but that allows LeBlanc to come pick this one up. Bobbled. And up back goes Melody Cormier working into the offensive zone. She'll send one towards the net. And that didn't make it there. Is Little able to pick it up. She's got 5 seconds to go, and this will be dumped into the offensive zone, and that'll just about do it for the first period. So through one, it's a 3-1 lead for the Moncton Rockets over the Fundy Kraken, but just under 3 minutes left to go in the first. Heidi Becks finding the back of the net for the Fundy Kraken, so giving them a little bit of confidence going into the second period. We'll be right back on High Button. Stay tuned. Welcome back inside the Qplex in Quispamsis, New Brunswick for the second period of play between the Moncton Rockets and the Fundy Kraken. It's the senior celebration game for the Fundy Kraken, celebrating the three senior players moving on. So far, they're down 3-1 to the Rockets after one period of play, but a late goal from Heidi Becks has the confidence boosted going into this second frame. Off the draw, this one's played into the corner. Leger trying to get a stick on that one up the wall. It's played back into the corner for Melody Cormier. And Chessin out front will jump on that one to quickly cover this one up. 33 seconds into the second frame. We'll get a face on back to her blocker side. Savoie, McFadden, Daniel against LeBlanc, Wilcox, and Little for the Kraken. Face-off is one back to the point. Shot goes just wide on the near side. Daniel picks it up, goes back to Poirier at the point. Tries to backhand one to Daniel, and she's able to get it down the line. McFadden out front to Poirier, point blank stop by Chesson. Turns that one aside. She's made a few great saves early on in this one today. LeBlanc runs into traffic down low. This one's picked up and sent back to the point for Poirier. Towards the net on the back door. What a save by Chesson! One of the brightest spots on this Kraken roster all season long. Maika Chesson able to turn away shot after shot, and she did it right there, showing you why she's so darn good in between the pipes for the Kraken. And now taken away. Gilliland, her shot goes off a leg. Becks will pick this one up the half wall. A little bit of boost of energy given to the Kraken from their goaltender after those two big saves. Now the Rockets working back in. Richard sends one towards the net. Her shot was blocked. Boulier tried to play it back up the wall. Gets to Somerville. She plays it into the skates of Boulier and back down into the corner it goes. Ella Boulier for the Kraken will pick this one back up. Backstreet to make a move behind the net. Gets to Somerville on the wall. Back around for Boulier. She plays it. And Alain picks it up, working her way towards the net. That one's wide. Not sure if it hit the blocker or shin pad in front. But either way, gets to the corner. Now back up top. That one's bobbled by Chesson, but she's got the rebound. And once again, Maika Chesson keeping this a 2-goal game. Her face-off will come back to her glove side. Off the draw, the Kraken only had 4 out there. And now they've got the 5th as Dickey comes back into the defensive zone. It's into the corner for Cormier. Back up top. Bourgeois sends a long shot through. Chesson's there, and she's got it. 17:05 to go. 2:55 into the second period, and a couple of great saves from number 35 already. Face-off is worked free. Gets to Dickey on the near side. She plays it up. LeBlanc was lurking, trying to get a stick on it. She can't. And this is worked back down for Plourde. Plourde pinched off into the corner by Sarah Duguay. Now LeBlanc tried to send one forward. Frenette out to play this one. And a quick Breakout pass up to Melody Cormier. She walks into the zone, tries to drop for Bourgeois, and that's into the corner. Bourgeois out front, that's through a crease. And Savoie couldn't touch up at the point. Would have been too many men on the ice, or too many players on the ice. So a good decision there from number 14 not to touch up and give her team a penalty. Bex on the far side. Pushes it forward into the offensive zone, but it's into the skates of the linesman. And a good defensive play there by Little to clear that one, or else Annabelle Daniel would have been on a breakaway for the second time in this one. Little drops for Somerville. And she gets the return feed through center, working into the offensive zone. The puck worked free by Audrey Poirier. Poirier back to the top of the zone to Fitzpatrick. Her shot blocked in front by Bex. She's going to try and race away. She's held up at the line by Fitzpatrick. And now Somerville able to flip this one into the zone. And now the Rockets will start back from their own end. Duguay able to intercept that pass. Play it up to Leger. And now into the offensive zone. Down the ice this goes. This will be an icing call. Charge to the Rocket. So back down to the Rocket zone we'll go. .14:29 left to go here in the middle frame. And right off the draw, it's played towards the net. Fournette will have to cover that one up. Off the draw, the Rockets will work this one up the near sideboard, plays it ahead. But Marshall intercepts and plays this one up the line. Haley LeBlanc head up, working through the neutral zone. She works ahead. LeBlanc shot off the pad. She gets the second touch, but the whistle will stop play. A good job for Haley LeBlanc. Always has her head up going through the neutral zone. Able to make a smart play there, sending it towards the front of the net, and the Kraken will get an offensive zone draw out of that one. Galil, Somerville, and Bex out there for the Kraken. And now Bex in front. That one just turned aside. A little too hot with the stick there. Now Galilin into a little shoving match with Melody Cormier. And this one sent down the ice. It'll be an icing call. Charge to the Kraken. So back down to the Kraken zone we go now. 13:34 left to go in the second. What a beautiful drive it was in this morning from Moncton down the Fundy coastline. A little bit messy as he left Moncton, but once he got down the highway, the sun shining on the snow, couldn't ask for a better day. Somerville works up through center, trying to find some open ice. She gets over the red line and sends it into the offensive zone. Fournette stops up for Chanel Cormier. Cormier try to find the other Cormier, Melody, up at center ice. She's able to put it forward for Colpitts, but McFadden couldn't collect that one. Back to the point for Bourgeois. Pleward to the net, and that one's up off a stick into the netting. So a face-off will come once again, this time with 12:45 to go in the second. The glove side of Maika Chesson is where we will set up. Behind the net, Boulier goes around to Duguay. She goes up the wall. Ricketson trying to poke at that one and get it free. She's into a puck battle there with Poitier, excuse me. And now down low, Fitzpatrick. Behind her own net. Back for Poitier. And she'll start up from her own zone. Audrey Poitier, the Moncton captain, goes up along the wall to Zoe Savoie. Now Rodier behind the net, try to play it forward. All around the wall for Savoie. Now Bex gets in there, disrupts the play, and now Bex is on the chase with Poitier, but a penalty coming now. It's going to be a roughing call. Chesson was making her way to the box, or to the bench, but the play touched up. Maëlle Rodier will make her way to the box. A roughing call. She'll sit for 2 or less. And the Kraken back to the power play. Little, Somerville, Dickey with Duguay and Boulier out there. They'll start things off. Duguay from the point will send one through. That didn't make its way to the net, but it's sitting there in front. And cleared out to the line by Annabelle Daniel. She's got 3 after her, and this one sent back behind Chesson. Boulier first to it. She's pressured by Richard. Cross ice to Little. This one's into the offensive zone. Dickey has to work it forward. She's in onside. Catherine Dickey tried to set up. Somerville tied up as well down there. She's trying to work it free. Dickey gets control behind the net, sends it up top for Duguay on the half wall. Back around to Dickey. Just couldn't get a clean handle on it. It's out to center. That's off the body of Ella Boulier, and she's able to play it to Little. But Daniel will intercept. Annabelle Daniel tried to spin off the check from Summer Gilliland, excuse me. And now Somerville. Back up the wall. Into the offensive zone. 39 seconds left on the penalty to Maëlle Rodier. Now Richard working it into the offensive zone. She's trying to work her way around a couple of players. Ward able to play it to the near side. Gets back to the point. Beck's able to keep it in. Now worked back out through center into the offensive zone by the Rockets. Ward giving chase down low, but it's picked up by Richard. Both teams back to even strike. Up the wall on the near side. Alain plays it ahead for Pleward. She's trying to work her way in. But Bella Marshall able to work that puck off her stick. That one's into the bench. So a face-off will come right outside the Kraken zone. 3-1 the score. 9:18 left to go here in the second. Nobody able to find the back of the net since Heidi Becks back in the first period. Off the draw. It's into the Kraken zone. Dickey trying to work it free. Marshall goes off the glass. The glass is your best friend, some may say. And Poirier, goes up the ice to Plourde. Lily Plourde working her way in. She's taken off the puck. Ricketson first to it in the corner. She plays it up the wall. Now Marshall trying to work this free of the zone. Poirier makes a nice move as she works her way down into the zone. Now Poirier works her way in. A penalty coming now to the Kraken. It looks like Chesson will cover up. And they'll take Ella Boulier. She'll sit for 2 or less. And a power play coming here for the Rockets. A big kill needed here for the Kraken. This one could be big. 1 goal for the Kraken would get them right back in it, and 1 goal for the Rockets would widen this margin even further. Boulier to McFadden. Off the wall, she goes wide of the net. And it's back up top to Boulier. Towards the net, into the glove of Chesson, but she bobbles that. It's into the corner now for Bourgeois. Up top. Back up top for Boulier. She goes across to McFadden. And they'll look to switch. Puck almost bobbled at the points. Beck's doing a great job to cause some trouble in front. Chesson gets a pad down on that. And she's able to hold on. 7:21 to go here in the second. 1:12 left on the call to Ella Boulier. LeBlanc, Somerville, the 2 forwards out here with Marshall and Richard back at the point. Off the draw, Poirier picks up to Danielle. She walks in back door, and Lauren Ward had an open cage. Put it right off the heel of the stick. Poirier works back in. She spins off the pressure from Somerville. Back up top to Poirier. And her shot right into the glove of Micah Chesson. Once again, she'll hold on for the faceoff. And the Rockets power play looking awfully dangerous there. Poirier to Daniel to Ward. Just couldn't get a stick on it. The blade maybe a little too open on that near side. The closed blade would have put that one right into the back of the net. But with the blade open, just rode off the blade and went high. Poirier, they'll set up once again. Daniel, quick shot. That one's turned aside by Chesson. Annabelle Daniel to Poirier, back to Danielle. Her shot fanned, and now a clear by Heidi Becks will get this one down the ice. 29 seconds left to go on the penalty to Boulier. Poirier starts back up from behind her own net. And she drops for Danielle. Up through center. Annabelle Danielle trying to make her way in. Gets a shot. That's off the post. And Chesson off the push will knock the net off its moorings. A face-off will come with 13 seconds left to go in the penalty to Boulier, 6:22 left to go in the second period. Still a 3-1 lead. Nobody able to find the back of the net yet in the third period. Or the second period, Duguay picks one up. That's off a stanchion. Takes a weird bounce and Lands right onto the stick of Lauren Ward. She sends it towards the net. And Chesson once again will hold on for the faceoff. She's stood tall in net all game long. And she might be the difference in this one so far, keeping the Kraken right in it. Portier back from the point. She walks in. That shot blocked in front. And now a 2-on-1 opportunity. This one's played ahead for Ella Boulier. She walks in. And that one's into the glove of Frenette. A great chance there for the Kraken. And now another chance worked to the front of the net by Ricketson, but that'll be turned aside, held on to by Frenette. 5:48 left to go here in the second. And the building almost erupted. Up the wall, Boulier picks it up. That goes off a skate. Back behind the net, LeBlanc tried to pick it up and start from her own end, but she's pressured down low by Zoe Savoie. Out to center. Chance almost sprung Catherine Dickey, but just couldn't get there in time. It's LeBlanc who picks it back up in the defensive zone. Goes up the wall. Dickey lifts the stick, and that one's out to center. Bex gives chase. But a good defensive play by the Rockets to evade any danger. This one's sent down the ice, and that'll be an icing call. Charge to the Moncton Rockets. 4:45 to go in the second period. Face-off will come to the glove side of Claire Frenette. Around the wall, Plurt gets there first. It's Richard who takes a little cold shoulder out at center. And this one's worked out to center. Plurt trying to poke it ahead. Chesson able to get the glove down, and maybe a penalty coming here to the Kraken. It will be. It'll be a tripping call, a body contact call. Boulier not happy as she goes to the box. And I might have to agree with her. Back up top, Portier walking in. That one's off a body in front. Didn't make its way to the front of the net. Cheson's down. A little shoving match will ensue in front. And the danger is cleared. And the Rockets wasting no time. This opportunity will start with the top unit. Danielle and Portier out there right from the jump on this power play. Face-off is dropped. It's won by the Rockets. Ward tried to find Danielle on the far side. Back up top to Portier. Now Ward. Danielle working her way to the strong side to unload a one-timer. And she'll switch with Ward. Back up top for Portier. Looks for an option. Spins back. Ward in through center. And this one's cleared down the ice. Portier from her own zone. Drops there for Annabelle Daniel. There's a dad in the stands over on the far side calling drop, either anticipating it or making sure it happens, either a Kraken parent or a Moncton parent over on the far side. So it sounds like he's got the power play break-in all figured out to a T. Face-off will come to the glove side of Chesa. 3:13 left to go in the second period. This one's played around the wall. Boulier keeps it in at the point. Down low to McFadden. Back up top. Boulier walks in. That's high off the shoulder of Chesa. 35 seconds left in the penalty to Boulier. Cross ice they go. And that one's off the blocker. What a save by Chesa. Point blank once again. Richard doing a good job of clearing the front of the net there for her goaltender so she can see. Boulier getting into a shoving match with Colpitts in front of the net. That one turned aside by Chesa once again. McFadden shot from the wing. Saved by the blocker. And another face-off will come. Gilliland and Ricketson out there for the Kraken. The face-off will be redone. Colpitts will have to come in and take it. McFadden to Boulier. She tries to find a line. That one's turned aside, and a penalty coming now to the Rockets. So cross-check in front. Colpitts has been sending cross-checks in front of the net all power play long. Usually it's the defender trying to play a couple cross-checks, clear the offensive player from the front of the net. This time it's Colpitts getting drawn into the rough stuff on the power play. And she'll sit for two. The face-off will come back down to the Rocket zone. Boulier back out onto the ice. It's a Kraken power play for a minute 53. Back up to the top of the zone. Little fires, and that's off a pant leg in front. Didn't make its way to the net. Duguay on the far side sends it around the wall. Little has to pick this one up. Set up on the near side. Boulier plays it down the wall. Fitzpatrick up the far side, kept in by Duguay. Little. Back over to Duguay. She'll send one towards the net. That's gloved up by Frenette. And she'll hold on for a face-off. That one coming to her glove side. 1:41 left to go in the second period. A minute 21 left to go on the power play to Madeline Colpitts. This one's played out to center. Boulier will play this one across. It's picked up by Dickey. And she'll work up with speed through neutral ice. Catherine Dickey gets this one into the offensive zone. Frenette out to play it. Now behind the net, it's picked up, sent to the front, and that's cleared down the ice by Lily Pleuer. Out to the top of the zone. It's unable to be cleared. A 2-on-1 for the Rockets. Ward turned aside by Chesson. Back behind the net the other side. Gilliland played it up the wall. Unable to escape the zone. 40 seconds left. This one's down low. Ward plays it back behind the net for Danielle. Annabelle Daniel up top. Spins one back around the end wall. Boulier first to it. Plays it up the wall to LeBlanc. She goes up through center to Somerville. And now a quick up for McFadden. 3-on-1 for the Rockets the other way. It turns into a 1-on-1 on the near side. McFadden drives in. And Chesson got a piece of that possibly. McFadden drug it all the way to the far side and couldn't get it towards the net. That'll do it for the second period of play. Little out-of-town scoreboard for you before the period ends. It's Canada up 2-1 over France in men's hockey. 5 minutes to go in the first period in that one. But for now, from the Qplex, it's a 3-1 Rocket lead. We'll get set for the third period right after this quick flood. So stay tuned here on High Button. 119 periods of regular season hockey. And we've got one more remaining. It's a 3-1 lead for the Moncton Rockets over the Fundy Kraken here at the Q-Plex in Quispamsis, New Brunswick. My name's Dayton Camo, getting you set for the final regular season period of play for the Fundy Kraken. And it'll have to be a big one. They need two to tie things up and send us to overtime here. And will they be able to do it? A scoring correction came in the intermission. What was a goal by Heidi Becks in the first as Lily Plourde walks in. And that's turned aside by Chesson. Like I said, Heidi Becks' goal in the first period was corrected and switched to Haley LeBlanc. So the official call on the fourth goal of this game, the first Kraken goal, is Haley LeBlanc from Miles Somerville, coming back at 3:04 of the first period. No goals in the second. And that's exactly where we sit here. It's a 3-1 game. Melody Cormier works it into the offensive zone offside. And Ricketson plays it back. And a penalty coming behind the play. Didn't see this one, as Bourgeois is going to go for 2 minutes. So another Kraken power play. This one's set up. Put a chance away for Annabelle Daniel. That puck just out of her reach. Chesson plays it back into the corner. LeBlanc, the goal scorer, will work up through center. Becks able to keep that in on the near side, but Annabelle Daniel first to it up through center. She feeds to McFadden, who's able to split the D, but she can't beat Chesson. Stretching out with the pad once again. Number 35 in blue making another point-blank stop. So the penalty to Bourgeois for roughing behind the play. Off the face-off, Dickey trying to work up through center. She stopped up at the far blue. Played it back for Ella Boutelier. And they'll try again. Up the near side, Little. Played it ahead. And that'll be an icing call. Charge to the Kraken. So we'll head back down into the Kraken zone for a face-off. Rodier on the draw against Dickey, but Dickey able to win that one back. Up the far side, Somerville able to get this one out of the zone. Savoie chips at it. And now Duguay picks it up the far side. Little played it back through center. Up the far side, Duguay trying to work in through center. She gets a shot on to Frenette, but it's covered up by the glove. And another face-off will come down in the Rocket zone. 24 seconds left on the power play for the Kraken until Leanne Bourgeois gets back out onto the ice. And the face-off is won by Lauren Ward. It's played back up the wall, but keeping it in is Bella Marshall towards the net. Her shot just wide. Ricketson backhands one towards the goal. The puck getting stuck down there in the Sticky ice. Still not completely dry from the flood. This one sent towards the net. Ricketson shot goes off the pad. What a game that would be today for Ricketson if she was able to score in the final home game of her Kraken career. Marshall back behind the net. Up for Richard, but that one stuck in some wet ice down in the Kraken zone. Chanel Cormier back from the top of the zone. Her shot off a skate in front. Unable to get to the net. Bex gives chase down low. And they'll go back D to D. Cormier up ahead for Melody Cormier. That one turned aside by Boulier at the top of the line. And it's played out to center. Audrey Poirier tried to make her way into the zone to the backhand. A nice pad save by Chesson. Poirier drops to Cormier. Her shot just wide of the net. Colpitz picks it up on the far side and plays it back behind the net. Bex chips this one down the ice, giving chase is Bourgeois and Dickey, the two number 10s. And the 10 in white gets there first to touch up for the icing call. Back down to the Kraken zone we go. 15:45 left to go in regulation. It's still a 3-1 lead for the Moncton Rockets. A goal for the Kraken would get them right back into this thing. Fitzpatrick trying to go across to Rodier, or to Cormier, excuse me. And this one's worked into the Kraken, or Rocket zone. Quick pass up to Lily Plourde. She gets that one ahead to center, intended for Cormier. But it found the stick of Duguay, who worked it back out through center. Now the Rockets trying to break in offensively. That's offside. And we'll get a face-off back outside the Kraken zone. Danielle McFadden and Rodier out there for the Rockets with Bex, Gilliland, and Somerville for the Kraken. Arsenault will pick this one up, go D to D. And Boulier goes up through center. That's intercepted by Little. She works in, tries to find an option to pass this off to, but she's held up by a couple of Rockets down in the corner. Up the wall, Beck's able to keep it in and jam it down the far side. But Plourde working her way out of the zone. Tried to make a move there on Bex, but unable to do so. And now a penalty coming to the Rockets. It'll be McFadden. So another Kraken power play. This one coming with 14:33 left in the final period. On the far side, Rodier trying to get this one out of the zone. She gets it up to Danielle, but no further. Down low, Somerville tries to send it towards the net. A loose puck gets cleared. Back to the half wall, Little. Up top for Boulier. She goes down to Duguay. And that one almost fooled Frenette, who's without a stick. Dickey down low. Tried to pick one up and send it up the near side wall. Goes back to Little. And that one's sent towards the net. Giving chase down low is Dickey. Best option would be to get it back to Duguay and let her unwind. Little. Down low to Somerville. Back up top on the half wall for Little. She picks it up, looking cross ice for Boutelier. Down to Duguay. Her shot blocked. Gets back around to Little on the far side. One of the better power play setups I've seen for the Kraken all season long. And this one sent down the ice by Chanel Cormier, allowing Frenette to pick up her stick and reset here as the Kraken work up from their own end. This is Haley LeBlanc working up the far side. She's got Leger working in with her. But Poirier able to move it up around the wall. She got out of the zone with no problem. And she's taken down on the far side. This will be called a tripping penalty against the Kraken. Duguay will sit for 2. So 4-on-4 for 6 seconds. Off the draw, some 4-on-4 action for 2 more seconds until McFadden makes her way back out onto the ice. She'll head back to the bench. And Annabelle Daniel makes her way back out onto the ice. Poirier drives in, looking to the back door. Back up top, Ward. Now Poirier walks, fires, and that's over the net on the far side. Beck's able to get a stick on it and work it to the wall. Cormier now for Danielle. Drops back to Audrey Poirier, the captain, setting up at the top of the zone. Looking for an option, maybe too much time. Now Danielle back across, her shot, and she rings the iron. What a rip from number 20, Annabelle Daniel. Back cross ice. That shot off a body in front. Didn't make its way to the net. And out of the half wall. This is picked up by Poirier. And sent down the ice by the Kraken. 35 seconds left to go on the penalty to Sarah Duguay. And now a chance for Dickey. She's going to work her way to the slot. Runs into Bourgeois, and that's sent back behind the net for McFadden. She'll start up from her own end. Dan McFadden. For Boutelier, she walks in. Goes back to the point to McFadden. Down low. Cross ice, and that one didn't make its way to the net either. Just wide off the shot from Bourgeois. Up the wall. Back to Boutelier. She goes down to Zoella. Up top, out front, and a point-blank shot turned aside once again by Maïka Chesson. Lola Boutelier. Spins back. Looks for an option. But that's picked off and worked in offside by Isabella Wilcox. And another face-off will come right in front of us. The face-off won by Rodier. Sent cross ice for Poirier, and they work it up quickly through center. Poirier back down low. trying to work out front and spin one on. That's turned aside by the pad of Chesson. And back out to center. Audrey Portier. Once again, trying to work her way into the zone. Drops to Rodier. That's off the shoulder of Chesson. She'll hold on for the rebound. And now another penalty coming. We'll see who takes this one. And this one's going to go to Lily Plourde. So an interference call with 9:13 to go. Gives the Kraken another crack at a power play. Duguay and Boulier with Somerville, Dickey, and Little. The 5 out here on the man advantage. It's sent into some skates on the far side. Duguay collects, looking to send one on the net. That one's turned aside by Fournette. Now a penalty coming to the Kraken. Some pushing and shoving down low as Chanel Cormier was able to get up quickly after that one. Little disagreeing with the call. But that'll open up some ice. 4-on-4 now. LeBlanc, Duguay, Boulier, and Wilcox out there for the Kraken. Boulier, Arsenault, Ward, and Savoie for the Rockets as Arsenault works towards the net. Her shot is turned aside by Chesson. And that'll bring another face-off, this time to the glove side of the Kraken goaltender. She's been lights out this afternoon. Despite the score, Maïka Chesson is the difference in this one. Without her, it might be a wider margin as the shot from Boulier unloads, hits a stick. And now Gilliland works Boulier to the ice, no call. And it's into the Kraken offensive zone. Quickly work back the other way. Out at center, Little gets a stick on it. She's able to intercept momentarily before Bex knocks one into the offensive zone. And that'll be an icing call. As Alain went back to touch up. Face off to the glove side of Chesson once again. 8:10 on the clock. 57 seconds on the penalty to Lily Plourde. Bex giving chase. She's on her horse, giving chase to Bourgeois down low. That one spun back the other way. Bex pressuring in the corner along with Haley LeBlanc. That's off a shin pad. Fournette looks to gather that one up, but it's back to the point for Little, sending that one on, blockered inside. And Little back to her. Once again, she sends one towards the net. On the far side, it's picked up by LeBlanc. But Alain able to work this one out of the zone. Marshall has to go back for this one. Chesson sets it up for her. Bella Marshall up the wall. That one's chipped ahead by Wilcox into the offensive zone. Picked up by Audrey Portier to Annabelle Daniel. Back up top. Portier works around the top of the zone. Daniel across for Fitzpatrick. Her shot off the blocker of Chesson. Once again, I'd love to see how many Chesson has faced in this one. Portier drops for McFadden, working her way around. Down low. Daniel shot off the post again. Portier gets the rebound. That's blocked in front. Annabelle Daniel is going to have some beef with the goalpost after this one. That's 2 in the third period. Once again, Arsenault. Her shot off a shin pad. A collision down there in the slot. And worked back in front. Daniel working back in. Her shot wide of the net. And the rebound off the pad of Chesson. Marshall. Out to center. Kept in by Arsenault. But worked forward. Picked up by Leger. She works one towards the net. Her shot was blocked in front. But first to it on the near side is Galilin. It just pops free of her reach. Arsenault down the near side wall, works into center, sends one in front for Colpitts. She just couldn't get a stick on that. It's Savoie down low for Arsenault. Sends one through along the ice. A rebound in front. They score. And that one might just be the dagger. Madeline Colpitts finds the back of the net off the loose puck in the slot. It's a 4-1 game with 5:28 to go. On the near side, Heidi Becks picks it up, trying to work it into the offensive zone. It's quickly worked the other way by Boutelier. She tried to find Melody Cormier, up through center, but that one out of her reach will go back down to the Rocket zone. 5:02 left to go here in the third. It's now a 4-1 lead, thanks to the latest for Madeline Colpitts. Ricketson pokes it forward off the draw. But Boulier's got it. She's working up the near side wall. Goes back across. Arsenault pressured down low. This one finds the stick of Leger, who gets it to the net. Ricketson almost had it on the back door. Leger throws one into the offensive zone. Boulier ahead, picked up by Duguay out through center. She's got a lane towards the net. Sarah Duguay walks in. Frenette couldn't glove that one down. Frenette's had problems with the glove all game long. Unable to close her hand on the puck. And now Ward will get one. .416 now left to go in the third. And a Kraken penalty, or a Kraken power play, will come thanks to the penalty by Lauren Ward. The face-off to the glove side of Frenette. And the face-off won by the Kraken. Becks tried to send one through a lane. It's off a skate, and Richard plays it back up the wall for Becks. She tumbles out at center. Alain has a lane in, but that's offside at the Kraken blue line. This one played up the near side, onto the stick of Duguay. She walks in, plays it ahead for Dickey. This one goes down the wall. Boutelier able to pick this one up, goes up through center, hits Somerville. Duguay back on it, almost worked off the puck by Poirier, and now Rodier picks it back up, working in, drops for Plourde. Her stick tied up by Duguay. A good defensive play there by the Kraken senior. Now cross ice, this one onto the tape of Catherine Dickey. She works into the offensive zone, and they'll say that's offside at the line. 2:55 left to go. Off the draw, this one played across the ice. LeBlanc picks it up on the far side, but it's Portier with it now, starting up from her own zone, sends a long pass up through center. No icing, as Ward still in the box for about 9 seconds. And she's back out onto the ice, so both teams to even strength now. LeBlanc working back in, runs into Arsenault. And now up for McFadden, works in, tries to go back door. And Cormier finds the pad of Chesson once again. Arsenault across for Cormier. That one escapes the zone out to center. McFadden locks in. Her shot goes off the pad. And this one back across. Marshall into the slot, taken away. Danielle. Her shot blocked. Cross ice into the corner. Back up top for Boulier. Hands it off for the skipper. Portier working in. Back door she goes, and they score. What a pretty passing play. Audrey Portier finishes it off. The nice passing play in front. And that makes it 5-1 for the Rockets. 1:06 to go. Down low, Boulier plays it back across for Portier. 35 seconds left to go in this one. Somerville gets a stick on it. Played out for Duguay. Working in, her shot towards the net, gloved by Claire Frenette, and she's able to catch that one and hold on to it. 22 seconds left to go in regulation. Off the draw. That one sent towards the net. Covered up by Frenette quickly, and we'll redo that draw over to her blocker side. Well, if one thing is a positive for the Kraken today, they've kept the league's leading goal scorer with 73 points off the board. No points today for Annabelle Daniel, despite the score being 5-1. 5 seconds to go, and the Kraken bench getting loud. Put some chants on the Rockets bench as well. Both teams proud of the way they're squads play today. But that'll do it from the Q-Plex in the third period. 2 goals late from the Rocket. Extend the lead to 4 goals, and they'll take it 5-1 the final here from Quispamsis. But for the Fundy Kraken, what a great regular season. Without all the negativity, despite the bumps in the road, these girls playing to the final buzzer every weekend. And from the start of the season, the first weekend I called Kraken games against the Down East Auto Parts Stars at the start of the year until now, you can definitely see a big improvement from each and every one of these girls. And once again, a congratulations to Gabriella Legier, Bria Ricketson, and Sarah Duguay on their U18 AAA career here with the Fundy Kraken. And I wish them best. And we all wish them best here from High Button Sports in their future endeavors. For now, from the Q-Plex, Dayton Camo saying thank you for tuning into this one. And we will see you next time.